Hi everyone, welcome back. Emily from Violet Rage Jane. If you're new, I'm so excited you're here. Welcome Soul Fam. And if you've been following me, then you know what it's all about. We're here to bring it to light. So I'm going to do I'm going to give you a lot of information today, a collective energy report, what's happening on the planet on a global scale, as well as what you're experiencing and what is to come. And it's like so excited. This energy is out of this world. Because what I also want to say is that there is so much dark shit at the same time as the light is rising on the planet that it's like needing to get gone. At the same time, the light is pushing the darkness out. It's transmuting it, right? So it has to go somewhere. So I was going to do a little extra. I've already done my protection prayers prior to the video, but I'm going to do a little sage now, a little sage for you guys also. So whatever you need to receive will find you. Take, leave what makes sense for you. Little frequency, heart chakra opening. Okay. Well, let's get into it. The last several weeks have been monumental in this ascension process. Basically, there's a lot of dark portals that were opened, okay? And they were opening all over the planet. And this began the first week of June. During this time, grid keepers, gatekeepers, those of you out there that do that work, channelers, you'll be getting a lot of this information. You'll be called to do a lot of that work. There's been these dark portals that have been opening that me personally, I've had to tend to it. And it was the archons. The reptilians have been coming out of these portals and launching onto any and every starseed light they could find as they're being pushed off of the planet. They were opened on purpose at the same time that many of our stargates are coming back into our ownership of the light. This is connected to the rise of Atlantis. So Atlantis is rising. So the portals, the one that I worked on here, I'm in San Diego, California. I worked on 7 days in ceremony, and it was extra. And when I say that is that they were trying to steal some of the DNA. I saw they went for 4. So say we have 12 strands. And as a twin flame, they were going after the twin flame collective. So I could see that they were going after, so out of the 12, they had hit 3 of them, and they were going after the 4th. I was seeing the 9th strand they were going after, and we were called to stop them. So I had felt for 2 days like my soul was being pulled out of the top of my head, out of my body. I started to forget again, as if all of my codes weren't there. I couldn't access all of what I was accessing prior to that. So this ceremony that I did, it was the bird gods here. As if you see my previous video, please watch about the avians. The avians are now collaborating with the Arcturians. So they're here on the planet guiding us, supporting us. The Arcturians specifically, but supporting us all. The birds are our guides. They're taking over that role. So a lot of the bird gods came in to help me with this crystals and the number 22. So I had placed 22 crystals around. I had painted also 22. The 22 was the 22 dimension. Well, 22nd dimensional frequency. That's what was needing to come in, but that's what is here. Crazy, right? 22. We've been living in 3. And that doesn't mean that the 22nd is staying. It's a high frequency that's blasting through the planet, and it's blasting, and so all the dark stuff's coming up. So it's also going to come up in all of us. But these portals that were opened all over the planet was to pull these codes to stop, again, us from going into this quantum space, the 4th dimension. Many of us are already existing in. Many more now will in the 4th dimension. The codes of the twin flame they were attempting to pull, and I stopped it. And I'm sure many of you, if you're a twin, you can relate what you've been going through, especially the masculines. Masculines were hit really hard, and a lot of stuff was coming up for you to face. You're getting a new perception of yourself, which can really trigger the ego and things that must be let go. But you are set safe in healing now, set in a position of healing in order to come forward, moving from, you know, Joker to Knight, or Knight to King, or Page, Joker to Page, which, wherever you are, you're moving to that next stage, that next level. So with these dark portals, this was because what was to come. So June 11th was a huge day where we are collapsing. We're collapsing time space. We are, we accelerated so quickly in energy that being at a higher frequency now, we have access to like the most beautiful information. Our skills are stronger, more refined. Say if you're an artist, all of a sudden everything is more crisp, clear, colorful. Your creativity is expanding. All the ideas are coming in for you. You're getting pushed into your role, okay? This is the rise of the leaders. This is the rise of the kings and queens. This is the rise of Atlantis. And all that we did and knew from that time. Connecting to Egypt. So in saying all this, and I continue to get chills, the Atlantean kings and queens are rising. And what I saw with the portal that I spent many days on working, it was very dark. I had to use a lot of tools, a lot of helpers. Like I said, the bird gods were there. And it was basically, it looked like it was like the birds against the snakes. We have to befriend the darkness, actually collaborate with the darkness. There's elements where it's like, I'm not going to love a demon when I'm working on someone. I'm not going to just shine light and love it. No. The darkness sometimes must be sent far, far away into the darkness. It can be transmuted eventually to light, but there is still darkness. It can go back and reside in the darkness and not affect us anymore here, is what I'm saying. It goes back to where it came from, another universe, another galaxy. It needs to fuck off. When I was doing this work, I saw 3 beings come down in a ship that assisted me in doing so. They went down into the portal, into the center of the earth, because we are clearing a lot of the old war trauma, a lot of the torturous timelines that happened back then in the time of Atlantis and Lemuria. And I'm even getting in connection to the Orion Wars. So we're clearing all of that. We're clearing that history now to bring it back to love. We're healing. We're healing. That's what this is. There's a massive healing of Gaia. It's massive, but what it looks like, it's really fucking dark. So you will be getting attacks recently, a lot of you, okay? Waking up feeling off, funny, having a lot of attachments come out. A lot of people are having implants, black magic, evil eye. Like all of those things are coming up within people towards you. It's not their person doing it. Please separate the person from the entities that are working through them. Just like through the portal and what was going on, there were archons and they were archon attachments trying to get into me also. And like I said, take some of the codes of the Twinflame grids in the Twinflame collective. Because we are rising the kings and queens, and we are also coming together. And it makes me, If you're on, side note, and I will stay on track, guys, for you, and I'm going to pull some cards also. If you are the twin flame journey, your person is coming. You are already connected, okay? And a lot of you that have been on the twin flame journey, you think for years it was your twin flame that you've been battling with, the runner, the chaser, pulling, say 8 years, 11 years, 12 years. You're going to find out they're not your person. It can go one of 2 ways, but the majority of you, you're going to find out that's not really your person all along. And it's going to shock you. And it's going to really just blow your fucking mind. Because when your person comes, and they're going to come obviously in the 5th dimension first. You're going to feel them. You're going to have connection, telepathy. You're going to have dreams. You're going to just sense them near physically. But you're going to have a lot to let go of as you realize this, what has been trapped you in the karmic cycle, because now we're clearing this karma. The karmic wheel is coming to an end. It's the liberation of all souls. And with these dark portals, in these dark portals on the land that I saw that were opened, there was souls that were kept prisoner within those portals that were dark. So on my land here, there is 4 Indian chiefs that were absolutely livid that I was able to liberate there. And then they danced and sang and they helped me so strongly. It's my Arcturian family here. So a lot of you are probably Arcturians who listen to me also. As much as I channel a lot of the beings, I represent mainly the Arcturians here. So you will connect with me more if that is you. We're liberating the souls that have been trapped underground. We're liberating the souls from those timelines, from those lives. We're liberating the parts of ourself, the fragments of those past lives, going back to Atlantis and far beyond. The center of the earth, I felt a lot of pain. We're going in and also clearing a lot from down there. And if this is a little bit too out there for you, I will get into more human stuff. Please stay tuned. Please keep following. Okay, we're getting there. Now, with the portals, what I saw also is the rise of Atlantis, the giants. The giants are going to be coming through the portals. And finally, at day 7, I saw the giant come through the portal here. He rose. He rose. That's the king. That's the Atlantean king. They're going to be popping up all over the planet. What the giants coming out of these portals, which we're flipping from darkness, us that are transmuters, that are working on the grids, that work with portals, are now, let's just say in a general sense, healing them, taking them back and filling them with light on the most general, basic human language. We're reconnecting, so star beings are coming down and helping to anchor in the light through these portals as we take them back. We are getting our DNA, the strands that I said they tried to take, they were returned, resurrected. They're okay because the twins are coming together. This has been a long journey. Millions and millions and trillions of years and lifetimes. With the rise of the giants, what it looks like also is we're going to find more crystal skulls, which were in the Atlantean times, which hold the frequencies and vibrations and information and technologies and everything that we need. So we're going to start to find more artifacts of the skulls. And what this looks like in a multidimensional sense is I can see in my mind's eye, pardon me, if I ever do that, I usually don't do that in videos, but when I burp or when I have gas, I'm transmuting darker energy at the time, which makes sense. Right now, it's what I'm about to tell you and what I'm talking about, because there's going to be interference with this one. The giants are rising, the Atlanteans. They're taking back the earth, and as they rise, it's going to help to shift the plates on the planet, north and south. So we realign with the organic blueprint of this planet, of Earth, and realign its axis. So it's not distorted and tilted anymore. Think of it this way. The pentagram, the pentagram, when it turns, it means the opposite, means Luciferian, satanic. But when it's in this way, right, it means something different. So the Earth's frequency and the energy, it's been distorted, from this into that, okay? And so we're shifting it back. So the rise of the giants coming up out of these portals, out of the planet, it's going to cause quakes, but we're going to shift the plates, and it's glorious, it's good. So please don't be scared if there starts to be a lot of earthquakes. The giants are rising. You're not going to see them in human form. You can only see them in the other dimensions, okay? 5th dimension, 6th dimension and higher, 9th dimension, okay? But we are going to find more crystal skull artifacts, and there's going to be more artifacts found around the world. So this is the rise of Atlantis and the kings and queens. Now, one more thing I want to say too about the Twin Flame Collective is Mind your business. Mind your words. Mind your heart. It's time to hold the fort down. Take heed. I'm hearing very strongly, like, know that now you are being called to action. There is no separation between you and I. If I think of you, if you think of me, I'll pick it up. I mean, I've had that for quite some time, but it cannot be more clear. I can see parasites in food just by looking at it. I can see energetically. I can see on people energetically where their attachments, demons are, and I could always see before, but now I see everything walking around in real time. There's no delay anymore. There's no delay. We have access to information that we didn't have before. As I said, it's the Atlanteans that are rising, and this information that you're all going to have access to. So what it looks like for you is, yes, there's going to be these dark things coming out. We're going to be purging them. So please really, really ground and really commit to your own physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual purification at this time. Use the flame within to purify. Use nature, water, use the elements. But what this is going to do is you guys are going to pop up as like instantaneous channelers. Like all of you. That's what's going to happen. You work to purify. Also, you collaborate with the universe in this ascension process. You start to work with this high frequency. Like I'm talking blasting in 22 dimensional frequency. What? You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing like this burnt orangey color, like this is probably why I'm wearing this shirt today, duh, and probably also why it's coming out of my, so funny. I am seeing this orangey color, like I want to dye my hair orange, my nails orange. I'm just seeing this color. This is the color of the 22D frequency, and I have to look up a chart. I'm sure a channeler has put it out there before. I don't know. That's just what I know. I know that I know, though. I know that I know. This is a place of so much love. So moving from the portals, what's happening? We're getting access to the Atlantis frequency, the information, soul families coming in. This is one of the biggest things. Oh my God, the collaborations are incredible. The teams are joining. So the collaboration with the avians and the birds, there's many more to come. So the Palladians, oh, Puppy wants to get in. Should we let her in? 1 second, please. Please stay tuned. Who's this? Come on in. Okay. That's Shanty. Okay, you can be here. I love you. I love you. Okay. This is Shanty. Okay, you're okay, baby girl. You're okay. Okay, we're good. So, I know. Animals know, guys. She just scratched on the door during this. What that means is like each sentient being even is awakening to more of themselves. The fact that people will spontaneous channel is wild. The fact that your abilities and skills, you're stepping into your role. It's like if you're, baby girl, are you ready to go? Okay. 1 second. Okay. So, sorry, animal interruption there for a moment. She's now lying behind me, touching my bum. Yeah, she's just needs to be here for this. So, where was I? I do want to say a little bit about the divine masculines quickly, because I did post in my story this information, and I did do a post. Divine masculines have really been going through it. I want to say they're getting an awareness about things that they had done that they're needing to forgive themselves for. They're seeing clearly about how they hold themselves, how they hold themselves accountable, and how what their responsibilities are truly, especially when it comes to the divine feminine. They're getting awareness around inner child wounds too, that they must handle and face and feel and just love themselves that much more. So it is the self-love journey for the masculines right now is really highlighted because they're rising as kings. The kings are rising. And they need this because I work with a lot of men, and you are beautiful. And the things that you have gone through, and the things that, you know, a lot of us women blame you for, I also want to say that now that you're awakening, you can change that. I mean, it's been a tit for tat, women against men for so long, right? Not having compassion for one another, blaming the woman's crazy, the guy's an asshole, like the old story. That's okay. Men make us crazy. Yeah. They can't see the other perspective because that there's been so much conditioning and so much disconnect from intuition and emotion and programming that how could they, right? Once we understand, once we can see each other truly for our strengths, our roles, and then we can support each other so much better and see the value that we both hold, and that forgive ourselves for what we couldn't see and what we didn't know. Not understanding our own needs, not knowing how to ask for those needs to be met, and not knowing how to show up for ourselves, let alone the other, our mate, partner, or just each other in general, in any of the sexes. So the masculines are going through this healing of awareness and awakening, and it's so incredible. So it may be shocking, it may be painful, it may be, you know, you're also going through rejection, abandonment timelines. You're clearing that yourself. The women have been going through that for quite some time. Men are getting also through that, their own abandonment, causing them to do things, say, with how they treat women because they've been abandoned. So then they can just, you know, not be respectful maybe to a woman because of their own hurt. You get it. You get where I'm going with this. So hold yourself, love yourself, and the divine feminine see you and feel you and are now reconnected with you, which means because the twin flames that we're getting this shakeup. There's a lot of interference during while the masculines were rising and healing with this new energy. So the divine feminine, so now they're being held. I want to say the masculines are like in the middle of the rose. The rose is the feminine. Hi, baby girl. And then and then the king will come out, and then I see the king as being like the framework of where the rose can then rest, because the rose is holding the king's coming out, but then once the king comes out, it's like he stands in human form to grab the rose and then give it to us. Does that make sense? I'm going to do some cards now. This will be specifically what I'm being called to is not just the information from Atlantis, and moving forward the next 2 months we are going to be riding so high. Soul families coming in, collaborations coming in, the help is coming in, showing up on the 3D finally, human form, new connections, new soulmates, new family, new relationships, but it's just instant. You meet each other, you're like instant. Star families coming together, and all the other collaborating beings are going to show up from other star systems in human form, okay? Not to mention having your, I want to say your avatar, your in star being form, if that makes sense. It's like I have a guardian. It's a wise wisdom keeper that stands behind me now that I didn't have, who's a tall, translucent king being, and I channel Thoth. I work with Thoth, the Emerald Tablets. That's how I can access this information. As I have a fragment that allows me to step into that. So when I was talking about the rise of Atlantis, the masculines, all of these things, the point is that we're accessing more soul fragments of us. So we're more ourselves, our more multidimensional selves. We are the gods. We are so strong now moving forward, stepping into our positions. I've been getting such a strong call to gather, like gather all of you. A lot of us have had that where we want to bring us all together. Here comes the events, here comes the gatherings, here comes the healing circles, that much more. It's also the fall of the false prophets. Bye. See ya. Good for you for leading all the people away from themselves and all that money you made. Because karma is coming to an end, I can't even with the card that just fell out. I'll tell you in a second. The light of those from Atlantis, the rulers, we are coming now into our power, full power. I've talked about this for a year or two, coming into power, coming into power. Now this is kind of the finale where we're being encased and closed. Like, okay, finally, here's your book. You graduate now. The ones that are not of divine light, gone. Our light is going to shine so brightly. People will find you. People will find one another because of this. Oh, baby girl. And it's not going to be the same in this competitive rat race world, marketing, all this bullshit. We're so much more psychic and telepathic. Things are going to be word of mouth. Things are going to be through thought alone. Through the thought grids, because the mind matrix is collapsing. So now we have the grids of information consciousness. The consciousness that we can access now is so much more that who's going to need a phone moving forward? I don't need to call you. I'll just think of like, I need help with my taxes, say. Send out a call. And then someone shows up at the gas station that's an accountant that's like, oh, I do this. And I also happen to live down the street from you. And I also happen to, whatever, raise chickens and have eggs that you were looking for. You know, like whatever the case may be. And so that things are going to get a lot easier. So I don't mind your focus. Mind your focus. Arcturians, the message is for you very strongly that I want you to be present in yourself, so much so that you feel your body, like when you stand, when you walk. I want you to be tall. I want you to be that royalty that you are, and how you walk and how you enter a room and how you look at yourself in the mirror. Because there's so much light now and we're able to see ourselves, the people that are going to come around you are no longer going to, say, project their shit onto you so much, because the soul fam and the tribes are coming in. They're going to be a great mirror, a perfect mirror, not in a karmic way, but they'll be able to see you and you'll be able to see them without all the projections and the crap. Because there's no separation. So we're like, hi, and you can't hide things. And if there are things that you're still needing work on, you know, old things that, because we're always healing, we're always growing, especially with this blast of light, you're going to feel so much like, it's going to be so electric that it's even hard to ground in. It may even provoke fear or anxiety or excitement, but any of those things are within the same vibration, sensation in the body, I want to say, in the nervous system. And it's okay. And it's going to be so beautiful and refreshing to feel this inside yourself, the amount of love and light and mirrors coming around you that you don't have to battle and explain yourself, because people can just see you beyond their own projections. They can see you. And how beautiful that is, your own healing journey, for someone to say, you know, you're really hard on yourself still. I just heard you say that. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't know I was still speaking like that, or still using that word. Or when you're walking, you know that if you're hunched, there'll be someone will be, oh my goodness, queen, put those shoulders back. Remember who you are. You know, it's like beautiful, loving messages from people. Mirrors coming around you to help you level up, to help you be your best self. We've never had this help in spirit, in soul fam, in light beings, in star beings, but like in human form, the right people. Heavenly. Side note, Lemurian quartz. I highly recommend, if you've been called to ever get one of these, use them. I've been holding mine and using it a lot recently, and that's because of the information in here. So as we hold, as we meditate with it, you'll get it. And you can put it out when you're outside in the sun. Here, it'll go right in. I mean, I can feel it just by holding it. I can get the information, but this way it'll imprint right in into your pineal. And then you may not consciously know all the information, but you will have received it, and then you'll be able to slowly access it as it's integrated. I'm going to do some cards now, and this is going to be what I'm getting really strongly for the Twin Flame Collective. So a card already jumped out. The card already jumped out. I'm just going to get some to go along. Oh, girlfriend, you just want so much love and attention. Wow. Okay. This is the first one. Him and her, 11. That's the one that jumped out, guys. Wow. The love. Talk about the unity. Talk about this, the presence. Being held. She's holding him as he heals. But he falls in her grace. He falls to his knees and he feels safe. He's strong. He's a warrior. He's all the things. But with her, he can be at peace. Because he can trust her. He believes in himself a lot more with her. His confidence exudes out of him. Even if he was so confident before, this is a different level because he loves himself that much more, because he looks at her, he sees himself, and he knows how much he loves her, and he's like, wow, that's another me. And it just amplifies the self-love and power within him, fearlessness. Watch out, world, because these kings, like in a line, say in human form are the kings in human form, the fragments, the soul, the star beings, the leaders in human form that have the Atlantean timelines within their DNA that are rising, that are going to take this planet back. As we go through the rumbles and the tumbles of all the government and the financial systems and the wars and the climate crisis they created. And she's going to get to give you all of her love, and that's what she's been dying to do for so long. She's been dying to give you her love for so long. She's been holding it and working on it and cultivating it and nourishing it, and really, really the biggest thing that she's wanted to do is give it to you. Because as she's been filling up herself, her own cup, loving herself, but now her freaking cup is overflowing. And she's not going to give it to just anyone. She's going to share it with her gifts, in her music, in her art, in her passions, whatever they are. But she wants to give it to you. This union is coming. The next card that jumped out, this is the Oracle. This is the golden light. This is kind of like that orangey color that I was seeing. It's fire, it's passion, it's magic. Her hands are at her throat. So what I'm getting here is she sees you. This is the goddess. She sees you. Cats, the felines, the lions, they're protective. This is High Priestess. This is very protective, okay? This is what I'm getting, though, where turn on your inner sight, your inner oracle, because this one came up. This is like the devil card, I want to say, of this deck. Trickster energy. So this is calling for a high level of protection. Use gold and platinum light, divine source energy. Anchor in your Merkaba. Do the 12th dimensional shield. If you haven't heard of it, please look it up. There's lots of meditations. Because this is coming. So there's going to be tricksters. But you know what's true, what's right. Stepping into your role as a leader that you are, as a king and queen that you are, you can see a fake a mile away. Not to say they won't be playing around. They will. They'll be playing around. Might have to do some spell work too. I'm seeing black magic on someone. There's black magic all around, floating around, just waiting to latch onto us. I can say that. Evil eye, like I said, all that shit. Trickster energy. Tell it to fuck the fuck off. Don't get pulled by it. Don't be distracted by it. Ask for help if you have people that you trust. Also, other healers. I do clearings, curses, removals, implants, removals, all that kind of stuff. But really get into your own and be in your power. Invoke the flame. Invoke the light. Trust your own inner guidance, your own inner vision. And like the felines here, right? Like her puppy here that keeps being here right now to soak in some of this information and love and just be here with me. Trust them. Watch their behavior. They've got us. They're our helpers, right? They're our helpers. So be mindful, be in integrity, be in alignment, focus on your purification of what it is you value, and stop any kind of people pleasing. You got to put yourself first now more than ever. It's time. It's time. Yeah, time. Wow, the violet ray, the child, the hummingbird, the light, the rose. Oh my. What I've been channeling recently also is the Mother Mary, the Magdalene Grail lines, Mother Ark energy, the time of the Templars. This energy is rising. The return to innocence. This light frequency that we are receiving is allowing our inner child to come out and play again. This inner child is not going to be the vulnerable, hurt one that was leading the way before in our life, in our connections, and our trauma bonds. This is divine love of self. This is where your child knows when to come out to play and when to kind of pull back and let another, say, fragment or part of you step forward. A lot of heart healing. The violet also represents the sight. So a lot of you, as I said, will start to channel. But see the connection with the birds. The birds are going to help you with your vision, are going to help you with your intuition, with your sight, with your intuition, your channeling abilities, your magical abilities. So going outside and working with the birds, dancing outside. Healing, baby girl, healing the inner child. I mean, this is what is happening right now because we're having the safe, beautiful mirrors come in to help us allow our child to come out, to be free, to liberate our inner child, to dance and play. Like, I don't care how old you are. This child, this is the innocence, this is the purity, this is God, source that needs to come forward. So that it's safe to do so. And safe to do so. Wow, so beautiful. I know. Oh, this card. Look, it's like the Jedi Warriors, the light versus the dark. It's interesting too, the skin color with the skin, with the clothing. Darker skinned man with white cloak, white skinned man with dark cloak, and that devilish creature holding the Holy Grail in between, causing them to fight, causing them to battle within themselves. This is the battle that's going to be no longer. You're no longer going to fight within yourself or fight amongst each other. It was all manipulated. It was all orchestrated on purpose to get you to separate, to lose power. You will lay down your swords now. As much as the war continues on this planet, we're coming into battle huge. I'm not going to lie. We've been battling in the other realms. We're battling in this one now hard, more on a conscious level though, where in communities that are going to bind together against what things are coming forward, what laws and what restrictions and all the bullshit that is coming forward. The other thing is like the global health, the WHO, World Health Organization, that wants to implement the passports for travel to restrict all people that are not jabbed, that to restrict their travel. I mean, this is the battle we're going against, but really, the light already kind of won. Sorry, not sorry. Multiple interruptions in this video as expected. The message is, we are now running at a higher frequency than we ever have before on this planet, ever. It's like being in the quantum space. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, will manifest almost instantly. You think of someone, they'll get the message. Okay. Oh, I know. There will be constant interruptions. There will be constant... It's up to you, though. Control your reality. Control your emotional responses. All the help is here. You just have to commit. You have to be an action-oriented. You have to listen. You have to follow.